It was my first Thanksgiving after I went to the US from China for my undergraduate studies. I was spending the holiday with my 4 flatmates on campus on that day. The 5 of us, we went to the university housing organized dinner and had a big feast. 2 hours later, I started feeling really sick. The intense bowel movement on top of the nausea feeling led me to a tour de France between my room and the bathroom for roughly about an hour. My flatmate, Yuki, heard the commotion. She popped her head out of the door and said, "Are you okay, YY? What's going on? How long have you been there?" I had a tummy pain. The nausea, the pains, and everything just got my head so foggy that I just couldn't think of any English words to describe what's going on. "Oh, you look pale, you know? Are you sweating? Did you get a cold?" Yuki got even more worried. "Oh, but don't worry." She got an idea. "Let me go and talk to the other girls. They probably know what to do." She quickly ran away, leaving me and the unpleasant smell in the bathroom behind. Back in my room, I wrapped myself with a blanket and curled up in my bed. Struggling with the pain and nausea, I was in tears and feeling rather hopeless. This is not what I envisioned about my first American holiday. I always thought it should be good food, friends, quality time, just like the American TV Friends. What's going on? What have I done? Meanwhile, I noticed my roommate, Becky. I was looking at her intensely from my side of the room, hoping that she would say something, or even do something, or even maybe looking at me. Nothing. That's classic Becky. Becky is this cool American girl from the East Coast. She's always having her big headphone on, and then, being super engrossed in her show on her laptop, rarely talking to me. I tried a couple of times, and then we just literally didn't have anything to talk about. Again, here we are. She was oblivious to what was going on my side of the room. I've always wanted to be friends with Becky. It's been, 3 months ever since we started moving into the same room. Nothing has changed. 10 minutes later, Yuki brought back 3 other flatmates to my room. My panel of doctors started diagnosing my symptoms and trying to figure out what's going on. Oh, is it here? Is it there? Or maybe even lower down? My doctors were so enthusiastic. They asked so many questions that they got me really confused. I was tired, I was confused, I couldn't figure out what they wanted to ask me. All I could reply was, "Pain, I was in pain, pain, help." However, all these loss in translation and communication difficulty didn't hinder the enthusiasm of my doctors. They soon quickly went back to the room with all kinds of home remedies and alternative treatments. "Here, take this medical herb mix. My mom said this is a secret recipe from Bolivia. You gotta take this. This is really good for treating nausea." I took a big gulp down of the brown-colored liquid. That was quite something. Thank you so much," I tried to reply in a polite way. "Oh, you gotta take ginger ale. Everyone's been telling me that ginger ale is good for digestion," Yuki said in a very kind and enthusiastic way that I just couldn't find a way to say no to her. Last but not least, my Chinese flatmate showed up with her toolkits for traditional Chinese medicine cupping technique. "You want to try this? This should be good." In spite of all their efforts in trying to treat me, Somehow, my symptom got worse. I started vomiting really bad and made a scene on my half of the room. The commotion and the strong smell got Becky's attention. She was really, really shocked when she saw the mess on my side. Soon, she said, "Guys, I think she needs to go to the hospital. She's probably food poisoned or something." "Oh, that's right, let's go. All of a sudden, everyone started packing things for me and getting ready for an epic trip to the hospital. I couldn't remember much about the rest of the night. I vaguely remember seeing my flatmate, Yuki and Becky, dozing off on some uncomfortable chairs in the waiting room well after I stepped out of the emergency room. In dire situation like this holiday emergency, I found kindness and compassion out of the least expected places. In spite of our differences, with their help, my fresh off the boat experience became much less miserable and even memorable to share here. And what's more important, they taught me important life lessons such as remember to pack your medical card before going to the hospital. Thank you, everyone.